Hello, and welcome to your Empowered Movement class. I am really excited you're joining today, and I am excited about this series. So, as we continue on through these movement classes, we'll just keep building on each other. So, for today's class, for our Empowered Movement, just have a space where you can really be able to move. And also, I am sitting on a stool, so just having a place to sit, and we'll start there. So first, I want to just describe what empowered movement is. I am Amanda Gregg, if you don't know me, and I have a business called Soaring Eagle Healing. And through this business, and what I do is I help people get comfortable in their body. And I do that by combining movement, mindfulness, and energy. And I have come to start affectionately calling this empowered movement. And so that is today's class and what we're going to be doing. So we're going to be combining the mindfulness, movement, and energy work into our session today. So these sessions are 30 minutes. So if you find a place where you're not disturbed and you're just being able to be where you need to be, that is perfect. So thanks again for being here today. So we're going to start off our practice actually seated. So if you do have a stool with you, that will be perfect, and we'll start from there. I'm going to move this. So get your chair all ready and find your spot where you're comfortable. And we're just going to start with a little bit of mindfulness. So I like to do this because it is not about just getting the movement done and just being like, okay, I did my movement for today, great. It is really about doing these movements mindfully and starting to really incorporate that into your day. So not just these classes that you're watching right now, but more bringing it into your day in really small increments. So just giving you the sense of what that looks like. So every practice, we're going to start off with kind of what I call a letting go exercise, coming into the space. It may have taken you a moment to kind of get this video started or turn off what you were doing before and coming into this space. So I want to be mindful of that so we can all be ready and able to work together. So as you come into the space, just being able to close your eyes, really just feel your body. So you may have noticed that today you found yourself maybe in your mind, maybe you were in your body, maybe you got done with a hike, or maybe you're walking around your neighborhood. Just being able to take a moment and just take stock of what has happened up to this moment. And just breathing normally, whatever your breath is for you, just coming into that really calm space where you know that for the next 30 minutes that you are present and there's nothing else to do or nowhere else to be. And as we just come into this space together, just being able to really feel your heart space and your lungs. So really feeling your rib cage expand and retract with each breath. So whatever that looks like for you, you don't have to change your breathing. Just being able to check in. So just keeping your eyes closed, just checking in. You feel like your mind is chattering, just being able to just come back to your breath each time. It is okay that the mind keeps talking because that's what it does. It's totally, totally fine. So then just breathing in, just opening your eyes and just smiling. Just smiling and being able to use those muscles of our face throughout our day is really something that also helps. Sometimes it can actually trick our body a little bit into releasing some of the hormones that are helping us to be a little bit more in the space where we're able to just bring it into that calming place. So as we're doing that, what I'd like you to do is we're going to start a little bit of movement, and we're going to start really slow, and then we're going to move up and then bring it back down. So just stick with me here. And I know that these exercises are very, very simple, but when they're done mindfully, that they actually make a really big difference. So that's really what I want to teach you as we continue on this empowerment class time together. So you're going to first be able to just move your neck down. And we always start this way. It's just a really good space. And we're going to just turn our heads in a circle. So whatever way of circle you decide to go, please just keep following that. And as we're mindful, maybe it helps for you to close your eyes. Just breathing as you are twisting. And really focusing on how far is good for you. Is it just a little bit? Maybe you're just right here. Maybe it's bigger, or maybe it's bigger as you go around. So we're going to do 3 more revolutions in this way. And then 1 more. Going to meet in the middle. Just take a nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And we're going to start the other direction. So again, bringing your attention to the movement of this part of your body. And as you're doing this, I just want to say that I really created this movement opportunity called Empowered Movement, because each movement really takes into account each part of the chakras. If you're not familiar with chakras, they run through our entire body, and they are a piece of all of us. So we're going to meet in the center, 1 more revolution. And again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. All right. So as we're doing that, I want you to then start to just see what's the difference that you feel in your neck right now. What is that difference that you feel in that space? I just want you to take a moment and take stock of that. All right. So as I was saying, so this empowered movement goes through each area of our chakras. So that first movement was really focusing on our crown chakra, our third eye chakra, and our throat chakra. And so anytime throughout your day that you have this need to stop, to be able to do some movement and focusing on saying, like, my mind is taking over in this moment, my third eye, maybe that connected to what your life's purpose is sort of maybe feeling a different sense of balance in it. Or maybe your neck too, where you're saying, speaking my truth or being able to express some of my ideas. I'm finding that hard, and just stopping and being able to do some of these exercises. So our next exercise, again, what we're also doing is, I'm going to stand up just a little bit. So we are actually using our rib cage here and just making sure that it's nice and open as we're doing these exercises. So as you sit during the day, you can really find that maybe you're hunching over your computer or the desk, or just if you're looking at your phone, we're kind of here. So really just bringing the opening to those shoulders and being able to really expand our rib cage here. So just being really, really mindful of that. So as we do this, what we're going to be doing is that we are going to be moving our shoulders, and we're going to be moving them in a circular motion backwards. So whatever that is for you, maybe it's a smaller movement. It doesn't have to be big. Again, empowered movement is about listening to your body and moving in that way that feels the best to you. So maybe it's bigger motions where you're bringing your shoulders up to your ears and back. Couple more revolutions in this way. So 1, 2, and 1 more. And after each one, just really, really taking that deep breath. That deep breath and that asset of our breath really allows us to connect to our body. So just breathing in through the nose and then out through the mouth. Just really doing it audibly. Just allowing that whatever it is that you need to move through your body be moved. All right, so now we're going to move our body in the opposite direction, our shoulders, I'm sorry. So our shoulders moving forward. Just feeling that movement. Maybe it's smaller circles that you're doing that feels good. Keep moving forward. Kind of accentuating where I was talking about that rounding to that backwards. So we're just keep on going forward. A couple more times. 1 and 2. All right. Now just imagine yourself. So you're at your desk. You're all ready to go for your Monday morning. You're getting ready to work. You're getting ready to look at your phone. I don't know. Look at Facebook. And you suddenly need a break. And you say, oh my goodness, I just need to do a little bit of movement. So those movements are something that you can stop and do, and they don't take that long at all. And just giving you that little bit of time to connect with your body and then move forward with whatever tasks you're doing from there. It could even be if you're outside doing some sort of yard work or something like that, just being able to take that time. So always want to bring that back to your attention. So now we are going to move our body in a different way here. So we are going to take our right arm and just really bend it over. And what I want to keep your focus on is that you are not collapsing into this. You're really keeping it open and really making room on your side ribs right here. And we're going to take 2 breaths here. So just be very careful. If you need to come up just a little bit, if it's too much of a stretch, please do that. But wherever is comfortable for you. All right, and then coming back down when you're ready. Now the next side, we're going to be doing the same thing. Keeping that rib cage open, keeping that side open as much as you can. Maybe if you need to be here, that's totally fine. Being able to breathe from that space. So one more breath. All right, and then bringing it back down. Now, if you are in a seated position, we are actually going to stand up now. And in this standing position, we are going to start moving a little bit more. So we are going to bring our attention to our hips. So this area, and the area that we just actually worked, let me just talk about that a little bit. So the area that we just worked was really our heart chakra, our solar plexus, right here at the bottom of our rib cage here, and then our sacral. This is also going to be working our sacral and our solar plexus, as well as our root chakra, which is the base of our spine. So what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be moving our hips. So we're going to be moving them front and back in a circular motion, and you can go whichever direction feels good for you right now. If you want to put your hands on your hips just to kind of have a place for them, making sure that you're not rounding, but you're more keeping this area full as you're doing that. So you don't need to get your back kind of tilted or anything like that, but just doing that. So just noticing, for me, I definitely feel definitely a tightness over on this side. So just being able to do that. So we're going to take our deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. Just feeling into that, seeing if there's anything that we can release in that. And then we're going to be moving in the other direction again. So just move in that direction. Take that time to be mindful here. So as we start to make these movements bigger and focus on lowering our focus of our body, we can really get into our mind. And so how you bring yourself back into your body is really just breathing and continuing that movement and really focusing on what it feels like. Like for me, as I move, I can feel the sides of my ribs really opening. I can feel my stomach area opening as I go. I can feel it retracting as I move back. Feel my hamstrings just moving. So every part of your body, just be very, very mindful as we go through a few more circles here. A few more circles, one more here. All right. So that is that part. So again, just taking in through the nose, out through the mouth, very audibly, very audibly. Use that time to release. Sorry, I got to get my camera down just a little bit more. We're going to start just moving our lower half of our body. So this is going to continue to be focused on our root chakra, but in this way that we're moving now, we're actually using our legs. So I know you can't see my entire body, but you will see as I start to move. So we're going to keep one leg straight. We're going to move one knee up. And we're going to do that on the other side. But what I want you to focus on here is that we aren't just kind of doing this number where we're just trying to move them quickly. We are actually moving them, staying for a moment, putting it back down, moving up, staying for a moment, putting back down. So really focusing on your root chakra at the base of your spine, being able to use that space as a stationary opportunity. If you can't balance for that long, if you have something next to you, I just by chance have this lovely thing sitting next to me, or maybe your chair that you were using before, but just using that as a stabilizer, or even a wall that's maybe next to you. So just keep up with that for, let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. And that can always be a little bit lower as well. So you don't have to do as high as I was. I was just trying to show you my legs since you can't see them all the way without me cutting off my head. All right. So we're done with that one. So just shake that off a little bit. Let's just shake our whole body off. Shake your neck. The other part that I want to say about empowered movement, just for a moment here as we come back together, is that empowered movement is also really, really focused on energy. So our body and our forms have a lot of energy that move through them throughout the day. And there is a way to be able to continue to move that energy, change that energy if the way that it's coming or moving through you is not to the greatest capacity that it can be. So there might be some times where we're taking on energy from other people, from other opinions, from other things going on around us. And we actually have this opportunity where we can use this movement as well to just shift the energy a little bit. I don't know if you've ever felt like when you walked into a room, you can actually feel the energy before you even walked in. And being able to use this movement and this mindfulness can actually help with that. So we're going to continue on here. So we have about 10 minutes left of our class together. So this time we're going to really move back and forth. So I know that I've done this movement quite a bit, and I use it a lot because I've heard, and I know actually as well, and I've read a lot about this, is when you move back and forth in a side-to-side motion, that it actually changes just a little bit in your body. And so what you do here also is you have just a little bit of a bend in your knee. And however you need to do it, so you can do smaller movements back and forth. You can do really big movements back and forth. All up to you. All in how the way that you and your body works. Okay, so we're just moving that back and forth, being able to do that. Maybe you want to come forward just a little bit. I like to do that, and then backwards, watching wherever you are, that you don't crash into anything. Just feeling actually that the difference in your breath. And as you start to move just a little bit more, Your breath starts to go up, your heart rate goes up a little bit. With this, you can also get your hands involved. So with this empowered movement, the other piece of it that really inspired me is I am also a facilitator of dance mindfulness. And so as this mindfulness and this energy is brought together, you can really start using it as that dance. So moving your hands up, down, really just getting the whole body involved. And like I was saying before, this movement does not have to be anything that is extenuating or anything like that, but just using it in a way. So now we're going to stop that side to side and just move our hips side to side. So be able to move your torso. Move your torso. Remember to stay focused on your breath. Your mind may be saying, am I looking silly? Am I doing this right? How does she think that any of this stuff is going to make any sort of difference? Just sticking with that movement and really moving it. And in this one, you could also be moving your back to really be able to do that. Now, maybe you're just right here. Maybe your body just says, that's good enough right here. Being able to move those. Now, this might be a good time to have a little water break. I'm going to take a water break here. If you have any water next to you for future classes, make sure you have water with you. Just drinking that mindfully, using that. All right, so taking just a little bit of time here, we're just going to be able to take a moment, come back to our seated position. Because at this time right now, we're just going to take stock again. So we are going to come back to that place. I know 30 minutes goes by so very quickly when you're doing things like this. So we're going to come back to our seated position. We are going to have our ribs very much so in being able to just feel those really radiate all the way back. So both of our front heart, our side heart, and our back heart. So just taking a moment, if you want to close your eyes, being able to breathe in through your nose, out through your nose, in through your nose, out through your nose. And what I want you to do is just take a moment. So first, we're just going to take a moment just to see where we're at in our mind. Where are we at in our mind in this moment? There's no right or wrong answer, no judgment, no striving. Just for it to be whatever it is right now. All right, now we're going to take the next moment. We are going to continue to have our eyes closed. This time we're going to notice just where we're at in our body. Does the body feel different? Do you feel a vibration and energy vibrating through it right now after the movement? Does it feel tired? Does it feel energized? Whatever it is perfect in this moment. There's nothing else for it to be, no judgment. All right, and then finally, we are going to take stock of just where we are. If you call it spiritually, if you call it connection with the earth, universe, whatever it may be, just at that different level, whatever it is for you is totally fine. So just taking stock of that for a moment. Just feeling our connection. Maybe you feel more connected to the earth. Maybe you feel more connected to your source, whatever it is that you believe it to be. We're just really breathing into that. All right. Just opening your eyes here for a moment. I want to do our final exercise together as we come to a close of our time. And I'm just looking at the clock because I don't have my glasses on. Is that I want us to be able to just feel that connection of mind, body, and spirit. And how I do this, and I'll demonstrate this and then you can do it yourself, is as we breathe in, we bring our hands up and over, and they can go as high or as not so high as you feel comfortable. So I stretch all the way up and then come back down in the out breath. So we're going to breathe in up as much as you can. Stretch if you feel good with that, and then breathe out, bringing it back down. Breathe up, breathing it in, and then breathing it back out. All right. A few more times at your own speed. One more time. All right, and then just bringing hands to heart center if you're comfortable with doing that. And just being able to just again feel your body. Just giving thanks that you took that moment for yourself. And like I said, this empowered movement is really about using this throughout your day. Using it in those times that you need it most. Using it in those times when you need a break. Using it to shift energy when you're maybe changing to something else that you're doing. Just using it and just seeing how it feels. So I have a challenge. So my ask for you this week coming up is that you take time to incorporate any sort of movement. It could be something that you learned today in our empowered movement class together, or it could be something else that you really love to do and move your body. Maybe it's dancing through a whole song and just moving and shaking and being able to do that and incorporating that in your day at least once. And if you want a gold star, because you'll get a gold star for at least one. If you want 10 gold stars, you will do this every hour. So just being able to incorporate some sort of movement every hour, bringing yourself back into your body. And I know that I need this, and this is why I'm so excited to teach this. As I've learned it, as I've lived it, now I'm sharing it because I need it so much as well. We all need it as we are moving through the different things that we are trying to do in our day, the different things and people that we are trying to help through our day, and getting through all of the different ideas that we have and we really want to see grow. So thank you so much for being here today. And I just want to say thank you and namaste to you. I really, really appreciate you being here. And I hope to see you at the next Empowered Movement class. Have a great and wonderful day. Bye-bye for now.